Today, it's all about cookies. And with reviews like that, how can we not? So every time that we click, we get a cookie. And for 15 cookies, we can get a cursor, which generates 0.1 cookies per second. Glorious Spaghetti's Bakery. Glorious Spaghetti. Honestly, we're gonna roll with that name. That sounds wonderful. So it seems like we want to buy as many of these cursors as possible to get our passive generation up. Oh, you can see him poking the cookie right here as they fall in the background. Oh, and we unlocked a grandma for 100 coins. I wonder what happens if I turn on my auto clicker. That's definitely a lot better. Let's get a grandma. Okay, a grandma generates 1 coin or 1 cookie per second. And she's age 103? Okay, Pearl. So I guess our grandmas are gonna be up here just making cookies. Let's turn this auto clicker on for a second and get a couple more grandmas in here, why don't we? Yeah, each grandma produces 1 cookie per second. 1 grandma producing 1 cookie per second is what we have. Now we have 2. Oh, that's 80% of our total cookies per second. Let's go. Looks like we're gonna need to save up a little bit more for what comes next, though. Let's get another grandma just to speed this up. And just like that, we have enough cookies for our first farm. So farms, you can see we're stacking them up there. Each farm produces 8 cookies per second. Okay, so it does make sense to save up for a farm instead of buying grandmas, sorry, maybe we'll get the grandpas later. But it makes sense to save up for another farm, and we're almost there. That's almost enough. There we go. Let's grab our second farm. Wait, what are these? Reinforced index finger for 100 cookies. The mouse and cursors are twice as efficient. Oh, yes. Absolutely, we need that. Carpal tunnel prevention cream. The mouse and cursors are twice as efficient again for 500 cookies. Oh, we want that. Grandmas are twice as efficient. Okay, so all of these are like epic boosts. Let's save up like another couple hundred cookies. Yeah, so twice as efficient for mouse and cursors. So we get 4 cookies per click now. That's awesome. And then grandmas are twice as efficient and twice as efficient again. So let's maybe grab a couple more grandmas, a couple more cursors, and start grinding through some of these upgrades. Okay, we have a bunch of cookies. Twice as efficient grandmas, and then twice as efficient grandmas again. And let's grab some more grandmas. Whoa! What just happened over here? We got so many more cookies in our background. And let's grab another farm and a couple more grandmas. And after clicking 12,000 times and definitely not going on my phone for 4 minutes, we have enough to get a 12,000 cookie mine, and this is going to produce 47 cookies per second. Oh, the upgrades are coming quick, boys. And just like that, we have 40,000 cookies. So what are these upgrades? This mouse and cursor are twice as efficient, so we definitely want to grab that. And farms are twice as efficient, so definitely going to grab that as well. And then let's see, we can get 1 more mine. This puts our cookies per second up to 219 passively, which is awesome. And then since we just got that farm upgrade, let's get a bunch of those and fill in the rest, why don't we? So we're up to 300 cookies per second, but I don't think that's enough. Is it just me, or is this background music like a major vibe? Let's just keep grabbing as many of these as we can. We need 130,000 cookies for the factory. Coming up quick. Oh, what is this? Ah, lucky. Plus 199 cookies. Nice. We're up to 500 cookies per second, which means we're making 1,000 cookies every 2 seconds. So it should only take us a couple minutes to save up for the factory. And we actually just got enough to buy this. Clicking gains 1% of your CPS. So I'm going to grab that since we're clicking a bunch before we fully save up for the factory. And just like that, we have enough to buy our first factory, which is going to jump our cookies per second from 536 to 796. So the factories generate 260 cookies per second. So it seems like each level up is a little more than 5 times. Well, not quite, actually. That is a much more aggressive jump, mine to factory. So I guess we'll save up for some more factories. And we definitely want to be getting these upgrades. These are massive. Twice as efficient. Super, super helpful. Actually, we have enough. Let's grab that right now. Sweet. And I'm liking the way these are looking. We're up to almost 1,000 cookies per second. And it's going to cost 1.4 million cookies for the next one. So let's save up for a couple more factories. Let's grab this 1,000 fingers. The mouse and cursors gain plus 0.1 cookies for each cursor, non-cursor building owned. And we do have a bunch of non-cursor buildings, so buying that should up our clicks to now 26.2 cookies per click, which is exactly what we need to get these factories. I was just taking a look at the stats, and look at this, we have already baked 1 million cookies, and we can afford another factory. We are just cruising along here. Soon we will have billions of cookies. Alright, we've saved up about 400,000 cookies, which is enough to do twice efficient grandmas and twice efficient mines, and our 5th factory. We're up to 2,655 cookies per second, and I think probably time to save up for the bank. And after a couple minutes of waiting, we have 1.5 million cookies, enough to get our first bank. What do these look like? How much do they give us? Banks generate 1,400 cookies per second, so that was like a 50% increase compared to what we had before. It's going to cost 1.6 million for another bank, but that's already producing 32% of our total cookies per second. So I think we're going to want to grind some more of those. How much are these next upgrades? Twice efficient, twice efficient. Okay, so 600k, million. Those are going to start to get pricey. I think it's probably time, since we're almost at 5,000 cookies per second, to step away for an hour or so, let this run, and see what we come back to. 1 hour later, we have 45 million cookies, which is exactly, well, much more than exactly, what we need to get our first temple. So let's grab one of those for 20 million cookies. That's going to generate 7,800 cookies per second. God, that almost doubled what we had. We could get, so we're up to 18,000 cookies per second here. We could get another temple, or I think we want to grab a bunch of these upgrades. So farms are twice as efficient, yes. Mines are twice as efficient. Grandmas are twice as efficient, and mines gain 1% cookies per second per every 2 grandmas. All right, this is getting complicated. Cookie production multiplier plus 1%. Nice. I think we like that. Let's just get literally all of these upgrades. Okay. Leaves us with about 5 million cookies. Grab a couple more banks, a couple more factories. Let's just fill everything in, why don't we? And that gets us all the way up to 36,000 cookies per second. So that's 3.5 times where we just were. What is this? This next building is going to cost 330 million. 36,000 cookies a second. I don't know if that's enough, guys. I think we got to let it run for a little bit longer. And just like that, we have saved up 700 million cookies, which is enough for us to get our first wizard tower. Fancy, fancy. Oh, get out of here, achievements. Oh, goodness. We have so many of these. Let's look at... Oh, those look pretty nice. This is a very pleasing background. How much does this wizard tower give us? 44,000 cookies per second. So up to 140,000 cookies per second now, and we still have 400 million cookies to spend. We could get another wizard tower, but I think I want to get a ton of these upgrades. So double the mines, double the grandmas, more CPS the more milk you have. Oh, we have chocolate milk now. I just realized. Interesting. Okay, well, let's get more milk. Cookie production multiplier 1%, we'll take it. This million fingers, 10 million, multiplies the gain from 1,000 fingers by 5. Okay, that added 4,000 per second. Banks are twice as efficient, love it. Cookie to production multiplier, yes. Banks are twice as efficient again. Dude, we're up to 230,000 cookies per second now just from these upgrades. Cookie production multiplier, that's another couple thousand again. And that's all we can afford there. Let's just grab a couple more of these banks, fill it up, why don't we? And that brings us all the way up to 268,000 cookies per second. And what are we? We're getting 5,400 cookies per click. So if I put the auto clicker on, yeah, that goes pretty quickly there. It's taken us like 2 seconds for every million cookies. Well, it is going to cost 5.1 billion cookies for whatever comes next. So I think we're going to have to save that for next time.